So I don't really watch the news because on the news, outrage is the currency. I heard someone explain it like they had a saying. It says, if it bleeds, it leads. I think I heard Dave Ramsey say that the other day. And it's true. You rarely hear about like feel good stories on the news. And I said this to somebody else, you almost never hear on the news about things that impact your life directly that are actionable. When's the last time you turned the news on, other than looking at the weather, and you saw something that directly impacted your life that you acted upon, right? All I ever see is that would be even falls in that category is the weather and maybe traffic. Like if you're somebody who looks at traffic patterns, but I haven't seen somebody do that who was under the age of 60 in a long time. So the question becomes, what do we watch the news for, right? Some people would say they do it so they can be informed. Maybe. I have a different theory. I think people watch the news because it makes them feel better about where they're at. They can focus on something external to themselves that they know they can't fix. And then when things are bad, they can say, look at how terrible this is. And then they can suggest solutions that they know will never come to pass and have someone to blame, right? It's easy. It's easy to watch the news. It's easy and hard, right? It's easy to be outraged at what you see. It's then easy to point fingers. And then it's easy to say, this is what it should be. The thing about that I find interesting, though, is that people who watch the news and think like that and be like, look, because right now, right, when I open a browser on my computer, even from my work computer, the first things that comes up is like, the base homepage of, I think it's MSN or I don't remember. It's one of those sites, right? And it's all a bunch of news articles. And they're all about something that the left or something that the right did and how it's terrible. And that's it. Just how it's terrible. and you should think it's terrible too. And I think the reason people do that, reason people like that, is because, again, you don't have to focus on you. I'm a very systematic person. I think it makes sense to focus on the small and then the big, right? So my advice to someone who is like, the world's shitty, how can I make it better? Well, I'd say, well, what about you? Like, start with you. Is your life shitty? Yes. Okay, well, maybe focus on making your life better. I think generally, as you get better and you are more happy in your life, you will bring more happiness to other people. You will bring more positivity to other people. You'll bring more solutions to other people that are around you. And you can slowly branch out from there, right? But what's interesting to me is that the people who watch the news, they go the other way. They lead lives they are not happy with and then just stare at the fucking news and be like, this is bullshit. And want to change the whole world. How is it? Now, if you're somebody who thinks you have your complete life together, right, and you still watch the news and you're outraged, I would ask, why aren't you, if you have the resources you think you should have, why aren't you doing more, right? I'm not even talking, I'm probably not talking to you. That's you, right? And if it is, why aren't you doing more? Because it sounds like you got the power, you're just complaining for no reason. But to those of you who sit around and complain, and you don't have any power, you don't have any solutions, you feel like you're at the bottom, you feel like the world's unfair, why the fuck are you watching the news? How is that helping? How is it helping to stare at something that you know you can't control? People will say to be informed. I don't believe you. I'm just going to be honest. I don't believe you. I don't think you want to be informed. I think you want to complain. I think people like to have the ability to complain. It's easy. It's easy because when you don't have to be the person fixing it, there's always an easy solution. Always. You ever wonder why the same people who can't figure out how to not spend more than they make somehow are economic geniuses when it comes to whatever administration is leading? How is it possible that you both? How are you a money guru on a global scale, but you can't figure out your own paycheck? Something's wrong. And that's why I don't spend much time on it. Because again, it's just going to be shit that outrages you. It's not going to be something that you actually care about. It's not going to be something that's actionable. It's not going to be something that you're going to say, oh, yep, because of this, I'm going to do something slightly different. And if it is, it's probably going to be some move that you didn't need to make. Like the amount of people that I see make moves or say they make moves with their money because of some bullshit that's going on in the world, and then they get sad because, oh shit, I missed out. I thought the world was ending. How many times does that happen? And then what happens every single time? Well, this is different. This time's different, John. We're going to actually be at war this time. Okay, well, we've been at war before, and guess what? We still did okay. If you are worried about money and health, the best things you could do for yourself is to mind your business. Like legitimately mind your business. And if it is the case that war, real war, is coming to you, you should probably get your ass in the gym. You should probably get ready to carry some fucking equipment if you're a dude. Get your ass up. Like, get your ass up. How is sitting there complaining online gonna change war? Y'all motherfuckers are complaining in the comments about war? Fuck, man. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't get it. But I just had to rant a little bit because the news just seems so fucking backwards. How have we gotten hooked on shit that has nothing to do with us? And I know some people will say, oh, John, you're just so uncompassionate. How could you just care about yourself? Let me be really honest with you for a second. You only care about yourself too. The only difference is that I'm honest about it. You don't care about the people in Haiti or in Iran. Y'all don't care about them either. All y'all do is make fucking glitter signs like you did when you were in second grade and protest occasionally. And when you protest, y'all don't even go outside. Y'all just put the flag up on your fucking Instagram and just be like, free Haiti, free so-and-so. Like you just say free X, Y, and Z and then act like you care. You don't care. Caring requires time and resources, real time and resources. If you really cared, you would show me by working a job you hate, working overtime, and then sending all that money to people that you think really need it. But y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that. So don't pretend like you're holier than thou and act like I'm the one who doesn't care. Y'all don't care either. The only difference is I'm honest. I care more about the people in my house than people in other countries. It's true. It's very true. Now, when I get to a point where I can afford to care about people in other countries, I will absolutely be putting resources there too. But let's not pretend like you, who is shouting to the rooftops about how everyone should care, is making any impact. Awareness is already there. Nobody actually cares. And you can tell by what people do. It's the outrage that people are addicted to. That's what all the news is an outrage machine. And it serves a very important purpose: to keep people without resources poor. To keep you poor and mad. Because if you continue to be poor and mad, you will not think of the world as a place with opportunity. You will think of the world as a place where it should be different. Things should change. And until they do, you should not be obligated to do anything for anyone, because how dare anyone ask you to get off your ass? That's all the news is, in my humble opinion. But I'm sure you geniuses will tell me different. So let me hear it from you in the comments. Do you watch the news? And why do you watch the news? If you're someone who watches the news, do you have your finances in order? If you do, are you sending money to other places that you think should benefit? I'm curious to see how many, what do we call them? Caring souls we have who might come across this video. And for those of you who watch the news and don't have any resources, why are you wasting your time? Be honest about the fact that your life can be better, and the way that you actually impact the world in a positive place is by starting with yourself. I know it seems counterintuitive, but getting yourself together is the best way to get the rest of the world together. You can't help others when you're fucked. You can't do it because all it's going to happen is all you're going to do is replace the person you helped. You're just going to be the fucked person now. And now they're doing better because you spent all the time with them. That's all that's happening. So ignore the outrage machine. Do something good for yourself and your family. And see if your outlook doesn't change a bit. I would just turn the fucking phone off. I only even really hop on the phone to watch a few content creators and talk to y'all. That's really it. Other than that, I'm not bothered with this shit. I'm not. Not because I don't care, but because I know my actual impact. And my time is better spent serving my family. Those are the people who depend on me. So instead of letting them down and worrying about everybody else, I worry about them so that they don't have to. Anyway, tell me what you think. I'll talk to you later.